Welcome back to TYT Sports, part 2 of what's going to be a continuation. This is going to be a weekly segment about the NBA All-Star voting being the most. It's rigged. It's rigged.
It's shite.
I'm blaming Russia. I'm blaming the Democratic National Committee. I'm going to blame a lot of people.
Snowden,
Julian
Assange. There's just a bunch of people.
Milo Yiannopoulos. Is that close at least? Am I far off? There's a lot of people to blame. First, let's get into what's actually not really a fair way to criticize NBA All-Star voting, because what started off is some people thought that if you spelt the name wrong on Twitter, it wouldn't cause an All-Star game vote. But the other problem I also have with the idea that they're counting Twitter votes by hitting hashtag NBA All-Star vote with their name is they're most likely using like a bulk search algorithm, which is going to pick their names out. And then you have to sort through it. So if I were to write, I think that, I don't think that Giannis Antetokounmpo should be a hashtag NBA All-Star. They'll probably count that as a vote for Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, there's no way they're looking at the substance of the tweet. They're just looking for the name.
And whoever's job that is, I'm
Snowden.
so sorry. That is just a mundane, tedious job. I hope they're paying you well. Giannis on All-Star votes. Imagine how many votes didn't count. If they could spell my name, I would have 1 million votes. I think you might actually have already 1 million votes. So it's like, and then this one, just Kyle Lowry is not spelled with an E, and the last name Lowry. So yeah, but those will all count, I'm sure. And lastly, what's most important, he asked about NBA All-Star fan Twitter votes being misspelled and told the system would pick those up.
Isaiah.
Do you trust the system, especially when
if it was a process, I would trust it. But if it's a system, I don't know.
I don't trust the system. I don't trust the system, and people have tweeted at me saying, why do you get so amped about, Damian Lillard should be an All-Star, sorry. Why do you get so amped about All-Star game voting? And it's because there's a bigger picture to All-Star game voting. It counts towards 2 things for your career. For one, it's a regularly debated topic about Hall of Fame entrants. It shouldn't be, ever. Shouldn't even be an accolade next to Hall of Fame status resumes because of certain ways that the voting has worked in the past. 2, it's in their contracts as incentives. So players that might deserve their incentive, last year Damian Lillard, to make an All-Star game, what they're playing is it's their work, it's their job. If you had an incentive for TYT Sports to get paid an extra, I don't know, $1 million, some of these contracts are as big as that, so $1 million if every one of your videos that you did breaks 150,000 views, right? But then all of your videos broke those views. You've led TYT Sports to a 40-2 record into All-Star Weekend. But the fans love Jason, so they voted Jason in the All-Star game. You don't get your incentive. Damian Lillard didn't. Kobe Bryant took it from him.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So that's why I get mad. That's why I get mad about All-Star game voting. With my $1 million, no. If it was like $1 million, million plus $5, I'd buy you some lunch.
It's a beauty pageant for basketball. It's a popular vote based on...
It's also fun to debate.
No, it's fun to debate and it's fun to watch, and the whole spectacle is fun. But there's a difference between what's fun and what should count towards serious accolades, serious potential earnings, a Hall of Fame status. It doesn't mean anything when Kobe Bryant is shooting ridiculously low from the field, but he is very popular and is one of the most well-known basketball players in history. Gets in because people still want to see Kobe Bryant. I think part of the reason is because people want to see Kobe Bryant up against LeBron James. That happened more often than not. That's where you got those moments. And people will consistently look to that as a way of clouding their vote. Fans aren't rational. We know this. I'm not particularly fond of certain teams that are in the NBA, but that won't cloud my vision because I'm not so red-eyed and bushy-tailed about the fact that I hate LeBron James, that I would never vote for him. He's always going to get his way in there. But for other players that aren't of that status, like the Damian Lillards, Kyrie Irvings, players that are looking to get to that next level, who perhaps have an incentive in their bonus, if they're not of that stature and they're going head-to-head with someone else, they're going to choose someone who's going to gain more of the mass following because they need to sell the tickets. They need to get people in the stadium.
There's an easy way to semi-fix the All-Star game. You remove the fan vote, and you make it so the fans get to vote in 2 additional players that are not already voted in.
That's a good idea.
So 10 days before the All-Star game, right?
Fan wildcard.
Media, sports writers, beat writers, coaches, players, whatever you want to do it. Well, that's another part that we need to get figured out. They put out their All-Star Game starters and the reserves, right? And then out of the remaining pool of players, you have 3 players battling it out for the last 2 spots, and you leave that to the fans. So then they can't have a clouded say over, let's say, Zaza Pachulia getting voted in by the fans, even though the players and coaches aren't going to vote him in, and neither the media. You wouldn't have a Zaza Pachulia trying to round out all 5 of the Golden State Warriors starting in the All-Star game. I get too amped about this.
I just like watching it.
Also,
it's a fun
they
environment.
should have the All-Star game 1 year overseas. It should be in London, or it should
That
be
would
in
be
Spain,
you want to
or
grow
it
the
should
sport?
be should be in China or something like that, just for fun. You know, we get to see these
You
guys
don't get
play.
enough of a
We
break.
get to see them play live whenever
You don't
we
get
want.
you don't get enough of a break. Like
Oh,
just
extend it. Make it a week-long break. You can do that. Make it 2 weeks long.
go to London. You could maybe make it work. 8 hours time difference.
NBA season's
Some jet
over.
lag. I mean, I'm still suffering from jet lag.
Where'd you go?
When I was in Scotland
You went to Scotland?
for Christmas, still suffering.
where you were for
so
like a week and a
maybe
half?
problem. I just didn't tell you.
Wow.
I sent JR in my place, and you co-hosted with them, and just
You look
assumed.
so much alike.
You just
that it's hard
assumed
to-
that everything was going
Hard
the
to
same.
differentiate you two with your accents and your love of world football. Comment below, like, favorite, and subscribe. Tweet at me your anger at ChasingRoom91. That Rudy Gobert one, people are gonna be like, "What are you crazy?"
Rudy Gobert.
Oh man.
Oh, and you can tweet at me, by the way. Yeah, there's no problem.
No, you can Instagram him. He cares more about the Instagram.
Whoa.
Did you say you care more about the Instagram?
I do like Instagram. I do like to post pictures of turtlenecks. You can check that out, Francis Maxwell host.
I'm gonna bring in a turtle wearing a turtle.